And you are listening, watching to another edition of Low Splits. Hopefully I can get the podcast app back up so you guys can just listen, but I appreciate you guys for being here. We're just on Jake's show. Don't mean to step on toes, but I don't have a lot of time to be doing streams, so I got to do it when I can. But appreciate you guys for being here. Obviously, Jets lose 27-14 to the Pats. Just broke down film on Jake's show. Go check that out for the first hour or so. Broke down 12 plays, 6 bad plays from Fields, 6 bad plays from the defense. Just recorded a Mechie review as well today, so check that out. 80 Mitchell review as well, out there like 6, 7, 8 days ago, whatever that was. So check that out. Not the most encouraging game, obviously. Offense looks terrible. 80 Mitchell, if not the strongest debut in the world, but realistically, you go back and watch that game. If he's hitting the end zone on that one pass, you're talking about a touchdown there, assuming he catches it. If Fields leads them on that, it's called like a stalk rail or a stalk wheel route. If he hits them there, we're talking about potentially an 86-yard touchdown there. So, not the best game for AD Mitchell, but you're seeing him getting open and all that stuff. So don't be so down on him. Past that, the defense blown coverages all over the place. Just terrible. Tony Adams was not good in this game again. Clemens was not good. Sherwood was not good. It was really messy. Fields was awful. Go and watch the full review. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll say hello to the chat. I got somewhat of a limited time in this one, so throw out your questions, all that stuff. I kind of just let the chat roll, and I just go through the chat naturally, and then we'll talk about the game as the chat kind of flows. So I appreciate you guys being in here. I know my times are all crazy. Again, I do not have a 9 to 5. I cannot lock down certain stream times, so it is when I can do it. So appreciate you guys for being here and sticking around, notifications on, all that stuff. Again, I know I'm hard to kind of track down with the times, but Justin, Taysom Hill, Fields, yeah, man. And again, go watch Jake's show. I don't have to promote him. He has plenty of subscribers and stuff. If you don't, go and watch it. Even for just that segment, it's an hour, and I break down Fields. Or obviously, you subscribe for the $3 a month and see me break down Fields. But my God, man, he was so bad. Even that last play, not a lot of people talk about it. That 4th and 3, 4th and 4. He's late to Ruckert there. I'm not, obviously we fault Ruckert too for the drop as well. Even though he didn't drop it, what happened is he was holding it, and the DB or line, I think it was a DB, came and wrapped the arms around the wrist. And when you wrap the arms around the wrist, it's hard to hold on to a football. So if Fields was earlier on that play, Ruckert most likely tucks that ball, and then he just holds onto the ball through the tackle. But because he caught it and had to turn up the field at the first down, he wasn't able to secure the ball into his chest, and Fields is late. So it's a drop there, and everybody faults Ruckert, but it was really Fields. The AD Mitchell play again on that stalk rail or that stalk wheel route. Nope, he misses behind him, and AD Mitchell gets his hands on it, so it's like technically a drop, but it's a very hard catch to make. One he should make, but still a tough situation. There were so many plays. A sail concept I put out there where the intermediate reads open, he doesn't throw the ball there. One of the first plays of the game, he scrambles for like 20 yards. If you actually go back and watch the play, the process was not good there. He stares at his first read for seemingly 25 seconds, and the backside is a Dover concept, which is an over and a dig, and the over route is open. It's NFL open, and he doesn't throw it because he doesn't see it, because he's staring at his first read. Like, he was so bad. So thank God he is benched. I'm excited to see what Engstrand can do with Tyrod Taylor. Even Brady Cook at this point. Like, give me Brady Cook. Hopefully Fields is the third option at quarterback. The only way you go back to Fields is if your other 2 guys are hurt, in my opinion. At this point, just sit him. And even if you don't think Brady Cook could be the starter of the future, at least Brady Cook could be a backup. And if you hit on a backup quarterback with a UDFA, obviously that's a home run, realistically. Even like a 4th, 5th round pick, if he's your long-term backup, that's kind of a slam dunk, considering what 4th round picks at quarterback usually are. But yeah, man, bad game. Frustrating to see the Patriots, and like some Patriots fans, just this week, obviously with tweeting out Patriots stuff and interacting with them more, the fans are like, oh, they saved us from, the bad few years. It's like, dude, you guys were bad for 2 or 3 years. Like, eat shit, man. Like, you have no idea. They have no idea. The Pats were obviously bad, like before Brady. I think like 80s, 90s, whatever, they weren't great, but they suffered for 2 years. Oh man, I'm shaking in my boots for them. Like, it's been 15 long years for us. And even past that, it's really been 50, they've had some good years, but they never really made it anywhere or to the big dance and won. So Joe blew it late. Like, yeah, sorry, I was on Jake's show doing all that stuff. Yeah, Abdul Carter, man. What, a sack and a half a sack this year? I don't know if he has a sack. It might actually be a half a sack. Guy loves himself. That is for sure. I didn't really have any opinions of him, but seeing him on Twitter, he is a doofus, man. I am sorry, but his defense of himself, when he got his shit mollywopped versus Stone Smart was very interesting. Falls asleep, misses a team meeting, doesn't have a sack yet, even though I know he's getting pressure and stuff like that, at least I believe. But yeah, I am not an Abdul Carter guy. Him on Twitter is brutal. He's not the brightest bulb out there, I don't think. Which, by the way, I hate that the green is like that. How do you change that freaking green? I hate that green. We're showing right here. It's like a Jets green. How do we get to a Jets green? Let's go blue. Let's go like old school classic Twitter type stuff. All right. I'm sorry, that was annoying the hell out of me, the green. But let's get back to where I was. Yeah, Abdul Carter, Joe going at it with the Shedeur fanboys. Yeah, if you didn't, I didn't expect that tweet to hit like it did. It got like I think 5,000 likes, which my phone was just blowing up for a day, which was always fun to see. But I had a morning where I had some time, and if you want to go back on my Twitter, just go back on my Twitter and look at some of the interactions I had. Not even the tweet. Like, I don't think the tweet was that good. Josina Anderson just completely glazing Shedeur Sanders. Like, he was like 4 for 16 with some awful plays. And then he completes like a flat or a pass into the flat. And she's like, against all odds. It's like, what? Against all odds? Like, he was 4 for 16. Like, what are we doing here? And then some of the people responding to my tweets, I believe I said, what is she carrying his baby or is she carrying his baby or something like that, whatever I said. And some of the people who were responding to me, again, I had time, so they got a little bit of it, but certain people are just dumb. So again, I had time for it. So that was a fun day. Go back on Twitter and look that tweet up. Some of them, the racist stuff. Oh, you don't understand, you're a girl, you can't say that. I had time for everybody. So it was a good day. Eagle Fang, what are your feelings on Mendoza Simpson Moore as top 5 picks? And would you make the quarterback pick at those spots? Would I make the pick at quarterback? Yeah, the Jets need to get a quarterback. There's no doubt about that. Don't give me the 2027 class is better. I don't want to hear it, because you can say that about, well, then guess what? If 2027 is better than 26, then 28 is going to be better than 27, 29 is going to be better than 28, 30 is going to be better than 29, 31 is going to be better than 30. Because how it works every year. Every new year is better. Again, I've said this, and I don't want to say it a bunch, but look at who was supposed to be the top of the draft this year. Nussmeier, nowhere to be found now. Klubnik, nowhere to be found right now. Sellers, nowhere to be found right now. Drew Allar, nowhere to be found right now. Manning, nowhere to be found right now. Like, I'm not a college football guy. I had no idea who Mendoza, Ty Simpson, or Dante Moore were before the season. I have no idea. Now those are the top 3 guys. So do not skip for that reason. 1, we don't know who's going to be available. 2, I anticipate the Jets being a better team next year with the money they have, and hopefully the coaching improves, cross our fingers. I think they'll be picking 10 on, next year. And it's going to take that capital that you just gained to then get back to where you are this year. Like, you're going to be a top 5-ish pick this year. If you have to trade a second or even a first round pick to get up to get your guy, then do it. But next year they're going to finish better. It's going to take even more. And that's assuming that we even like the quarterbacks next year. And that's assuming that, let's say there's 2 or 3 guys. What happens if teams 1, 2, and 3 are quarterback needy? Or what happens if team 2 isn't quarterback needy, but they don't want to trade all the way down to 14? They want to trade down to 7, because they don't want to jump. They want to jump back, but not that far. Like, there's so many like different situations that can happen with 2027. I'm not passing it down the road. I'm sorry. You have no idea what can happen. Get me one of these guys. My preference right now is Simpson, Mendoza, then Moore. Please do not be one of those people who watch one game of these guys and say they suck. Simpson was not good in his game this week against, was it Oklahoma? I already broke down the film on that one. I already have it all broken down. Not good. It was his worst game of the season, bar none. That was easily his worst. He did not look good in that game. Forcing balls, missing balls, not great. But Mendoza's had those games too. Mendoza's had those games versus worse competition, not Oklahoma. Go watch Mendoza the first 2 weeks of the season. I'm like, I don't know why people are talking about him like a first round pick. And that was against Old Dominion and Kennesaw State. I was like, okay. And then Indiana State, his third game, I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. But the first 2 games of the season, he's not good. So if you've watched all of their film or all of their games and you want to comment on them, fine. But if you're a person who just watched this in last week, please don't make large assumptions about one game, because you could watch Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert or Aaron Rodgers, in his prime, or Peyton Manning for 1 week and say, oh, they sucked, in that week, because everybody has bad games. Don't do that, because you look stupid. I'm sorry if people are doing like, oh, Ty Simpson sucks, he's not a first round pick. Okay, so you watched this week and that was the only week you watched. That's it's evident right from there, and there's no other opinion you can have on that. If you're saying he sucks and he's not a first round pick, then either you're just straight up wrong, or most likely 98% of the people who are saying that watch this week. So, but yeah, for me, do I think any of these guys are generational? No, there hasn't been a generational quarterback really since Andrew Luck anyway, so the term is way overused. Do I think that some of them may be elevated because they're quarterbacks? Yes, it happens every year. Like, do I think any of these guys are slam dunk picks? No, I don't. Again, I'm personally Simpson, Mendoza, then Moore. That's my order on these guys. I like the size of Mendoza. I like the processing of Mendoza. I like the tight window throws, the accuracy, all that stuff. Simpson's accurate, not as consistently accurate. He's a little bit more panicky in the pocket. They both can force balls. They both can skip open guys for something deeper. Simpson, I'm worried about the lack of starts, but he has bigger competition than Mendoza. Mendoza, I'm worried about the offense a little bit. It's not gimmicky, but it's RPO heavy. Not a lot of deep shots, not a lot of deep reads even though there are. It's a little bit more like of a collegey type of offense, even though college and NFL are pretty similar nowadays. The thing I don't love about Mendoza is he has an average arm. He could drive balls like intermediate and short, but overall his arm is average. And his athleticism overall, like, he can run, but you're not designing runs for him at the NFL level. He's not Simpson in terms of as a mover, and he off platform gets much more inaccurate and loses a lot of strength off of his ball. So he's a little bit tight, so he doesn't have like the ability to not throw on the run. It's not even what I mean by off platform necessarily. It's like shuffling in the pocket and kind of like fading back and having to throw a ball, like things like that. He just loses a lot of like his drive on the ball and accuracy. So to me, there's a little bit of a limited ceiling with Mendoza. I think he could be a good quarterback. I don't know if he'll ever be a great quarterback. Simpson is more risky, but I think he could be a great quarterback if he rounds out his game and is developed properly, all that stuff. But a lot of it's on the coaching too. But yeah, me, it's Simpson, Mendoza, then Moore, and I'm taking any one of those guys in the top 5 right now, even though I feel like you may be reaching a little bit, but quarterback's a position you reach for, realistically. Yeah. And it wasn't even 10 yards. It's like a 4-yard drag route that he then broke like 2 tackles for Jerry Jeudy. That, and like he was 4 for 16, man. Like it was wild. And then I said that, and I had time. I had time that day. So if you want to entertain yourself, get a laugh, go to some of my responses. I was not pulling punches. There were some of them I'm like, if my work saw that, maybe they would be the most happy. But I was like, I'll leave it up. What's the worst that's gonna happen? A slap on the wrist? I'm fine. I'm good. So that was entertaining. That was an entertaining day for me with all the comments on that one. Okay. Eagle thing again. Jets, after they lose 10 games again this year, it would be 6 straight 10L seasons. Yeah, because 7 and 10, right? I would say that they won 7 games though. I forgot. Yeah, 7 and 10. 6 straight 10 loss seasons. Was 2021 when they finished? No, they finished like 4 and 12 that year, right? Zach's rookie year, right? And then year 2 was 2022, and that's when they finished with 7 wins, I believe. Yeah, it's been quite a bit. It has been quite a bit of just straight losing. It's not fun. The last time we lost less was Adam Gase. And it's not even lost less. There was 1 less game. So they were 7 and 9 in that year. Like if there was a 18th or 17th game, would they have been 10 L's in that year? So you don't even know. Have you thought of any bridge quarterback? I was just talking about this on Jake's show. I'm not down for Murray. I feel like Murray's a half measure. I feel like he's going to put us in purgatory. We'll be at 7 to 9 wins forever with him whilst paying him. Realistically, like I feel like 40 million is a high bar, like saying a lot, but I think you're going to pay him $40 million plus. Like he's an average-ish level quarterback, and in the open market, you're going to get a ton of money. So you're paying Kyler Murray $40 million. At that point, you're probably getting rid of Fields. And then you have Rodgers on your caps. You're taking like $57 million, or what I believe it's $57 million in dead cap, then paying Kyler Murray $40 million. You're talking about $100 million next season dedicated to quarterback. And obviously they could break it up and stuff, right? But I don't want to be in quarterback purgatory with Murray. I think he's a little bit too much to be a bridge. Like, you're going to have to pay him too much to just be a bridge quarterback. I don't think he's going to sign up for that necessarily, even though you're not going to tell him that like straight up. So no on him. I don't think Burrow's getting traded. I think that's a pipe dream. Past that, there's really not a lot of guys in free agency. Some people are talking about like Davis Mills. You want to trade like a late round pick for him? Okay. I think Gardner Minshew may be available next year. Like, okay, he's fine. I'm bringing in somebody though. It can't just be Fields. I don't know if they get rid of Fields because I think it's like $20 million in dead cap and only $10 million in savings if you get him, or if you get rid of him. So you're paying him more to be off the team than you are by cutting him. So I think Fields is probably here, but I don't think it just be just Fields. I would bring in a Minshew, Mills, Mariota, Winston, something like that, because I do think you need to start one of these. I don't want to just rush the rookie quarterback in there. I don't want to just play Mendoza, just play Simpson. I want to sit them. I want to sit them the entire season. Realistically, you'd sign the dotted line right now. Like, I don't know how you guys feel. If I could say, hey, the rookie you draft next year is going to sit the entire year outside the dotted line. And I know at times it'll be brutal and people are calling for that quarterback. I want him to develop properly. I don't want to see him. Like, I know it's going to happen. You'll see him after the fourth, sixth, eighth game, whatever it is. But outside the dotted line right now, to have the rookie sit on ice the entire year. Like, I just want to get it right. Yeah, you probably have to play him though. They're going to play him. That doesn't even matter. I would start Cooks just to see if you have a backup quarterback or better. I don't get starting a lame duck quarterback in Taylor. It's respect to Taylor, right? He's a veteran. He's a ton of respect in the locker room. The locker room, the coaching staff, both, and I agree that he gives you the best chance to win right now. So they're still trying to win games. That's why it's the respect factor. It's the win games thing. It's the player's mindset. To us, yeah, I would like to start Cook because why not? We know what we have in Taylor, and if anything, I want to lose. I want to win, but I want to lose at the same time for the draft spot. Like, I don't want to have to pick at 10 and then trade up a first and a second and another second to get up to whatever pick. So, at this point, it's better for the Jets' health to lose for the future. But yeah, it's a respect thing, and it's the fact that he gives them the best chance to win at this point. Oops, sorry, I just saw this. Nose kills. Appreciate you being here as always. Let's imagine Jets use a first to get a non-quarterback that instantly becomes the best at his position group. What's position group would you want it to be? Ooh, that's a really good question. So they skip, and he's the best at his position group. So I think there's some. So I'm going to say receiver, but there's some intricacies to this. You said the best at his position group. So we're saying that he has to be better than the guy already on the team. Give me a receiver who's better than Garrett Wilson paired up with Garrett Wilson. Yeah. I was thinking D end. But like JJ, Will McDonald, they're good players, but they're not like the highest bars ever to like, if we just picked let's say a D end at pick 4 next year. And I said, the only context I gave you is that, well, he's better than JJ and Will McDonald. Like, okay, so he's good, but is he a top 5 pick? If I told you that the receiver is going to be better than Garrett Wilson, yeah, it's a receiver. It's an interesting question, but it clicked relatively quickly once I really thought about it. So yeah, no doubt, receiver who's the best at his position group. I really hope they don't. It's definitely hoping they draft the quarterback because I can't take another year of Bridges and not knowing if guys. I just can't. Just please God, give me a quarterback. And they're going to draft a quarterback in this draft. I'm 95% certain on that. 95% certain. Quarterback Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt is who we should get in the third with trade backs into the first. Trade back, not up. Look into him. You're awesome, Joe. I appreciate that. I'll look into him a little bit. Do I think the Jets, who are quarterback needy, will wait to draft a guy into the third round? No, realistically, it's not the smartest position group to wait on, because if he was so awesome, he wouldn't be in the third round, right? That's just realistic. Like you can't. Yeah, he may have the tools and all that stuff, but if he was very good and they knew he was going to hit, or had a good feeling he was going to hit, he'd be a first round pick, right? So I'm not waiting for anybody. If I have faith in him working out as a quarterback, he's going to be in the first round. Trading back, I guess it depends if the quarterback's there or not. If the quarterback's not there, I'm for trading down all day. Am I risking trading back if there's a quarterback you like on the board? I'm not. Thursday Night Football crew is awful. Dude, I'll be honest. Like, I listen to those games and I blank them out. Like, I'm watching the game and they're talking, but I don't register anything they say. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know what it is, but I have a special ability to block people out if I don't want to hear them talk. So Herb Strait, not a big fan. I know. Didn't he criticize like Carson Wentz? Tell me in the chat. Didn't he criticize Carson Wentz recently? Where he's like, oh, like you got to fight it out for your team or something like that. And then he came down with like a very serious injury and he looked like a complete douche on live TV. I thought I saw that on Twitter after. He's like, yeah, he's like criticizing Wentz, and then Wentz ended up being seriously hurt, and he was like, saying he's got to be tougher and stuff for his team or whatever exactly it was. But this is not true because I have. But thank you. Is there a way to ban you? Why are you here? Why are you here, Jonathan? I have played football past. And the funny thing is, Jonathan, you couldn't present an argument about what I'm wrong about or any film I'm wrong about. You just make a large generic statement. Like, you can't just say, oh, you're stupid. Say you're stupid because this. Like prove to me where I am wrong. I don't know. I broke down some film with some NFL players and they didn't correct me and they said I was right about stuff. And Chris Banjo liked to tweet about me breaking down concepts for the Jets the other day and Azaria Thomas. So I don't know. NFL players have shown appreciation towards me. So why don't you eat a big fat dick, Jonathan? Sorry, but my God, dude. Brutal. Get a life, Jonathan. Why don't you go and I don't know, work out, have a family, do something. If you don't listen, if you're here to talk and stuff, then fine. But if you're going to go to a stream to hate on people, then you clearly have absolutely no life, Jonathan. So why don't you do something productive with your time? Something to do with a rope. I'm sorry. I am not for the bullshit this week. It's just not one of those weeks. Aaron Glenn should have stood strong for Fields. Now the Vikings, Lions, Steelers, and 49ers will be front runners for him during the offseason. Should have stood strong for Fields. What does that mean? We want for the okay. One, why do we care if he leaves? And two, we have him under contract. So if we want him, he's on our team. What does that mean? You want to re-sign Fields after this year? After all this? What is going on? What are these comments right now? Stone Smart broke Carter. Should have completed 2 more passes. Okay, congrats. Yeah, 6 and 16. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I appreciate that, dude. If you actually mean that, but yeah, I've been hitting that hard. Fields is 25 in completion percentage. Jaden Daniels is 27. Yeah, and Sko, yeah, I don't know what the comment was before. I really have no idea in terms of like he's under contract. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry, but he's under contract for next year. He's also 25th because of like how many short passes does he complete? How many checkdowns is it? Like he's not. If he actually had to complete the ball past 5 yards, he would be 37th out of 32. I thought it was canceled. Nussmeier was a lock this year. Oh, you thought the stream? No, my bad. Yeah, dude, Nussmeier, Klubnik, again, all the top 5 guys, the top 5, again, 1 through 5 are not even in the top 5 now, right? Because unless you count, I don't know if Sellers is still in there. They're not. I'll say at least comfortably top 4 because Mateer is probably the 4th guy right now, right? So the top 5 guys preseason are not in the top 4 now. So how are we going to say, oh yeah, 2027 is better? It's bullshit. You don't know. It's bullshit. You don't know, and we'll be finishing lower than we are this year. I can almost guarantee it. As you know, considering we have $100 to $120 million in cap space, we're going to bring in players, and they will be better. And then let's cross our fingers and pray that Aaron Glenn's a better coach than he is this year as well, so we win some of the games we lost. Just did you hear the story of Jordan Travis and like Woody Johnson like asking him something to the effect of when you're going to be healthy or whatever he said. So yeah, brutal, man. He's a rich guy. He's like no like social awareness. Like the first thing you're gonna say to the guy's like, oh, we're gonna be healthy. Like, hey, how are you, Jordan? Like, welcome to the Jets. I'm glad you're here. I'm looking forward to you playing. When are you healthy? When are you gonna be healthy? Like, oh my God, dude. If we drew draft, yeah, Victor, I'm with you, man. Don't just throw him into the fire, especially a guy like Simpson who I think he redshirted like his first 2 years. Is he a senior or is he a junior? I know he like redshirted a couple of years, so he has experience. Like, it's not like he's like a second year player and only sat for a year. I think he sat for 2 or 3 years and now he's playing. But the problem is again, the competition great. The accuracy is not great. It's a 7 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10. Anticipation, getting through reads quickly, those are all great. Layering footballs, great. Aggressive throws, great. My biggest concerns are the lack of starts, the uneasiness in the pocket, and then he can get a little bit panicky versus pressure, which is some of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is playing against, former or future accountants, so it's different. You're not playing Georgia in the SEC or Oklahoma or anything like that, so it's a little bit different. But that's the thing that concerns me the most is versus pressure with Simpson and lack of starts. But he moves well. He has a really, really quick release. His arm is very, very good. I'm not going to say it's elite, but it's a very, very good arm. So he's interesting, but you have to sit him, no doubt. And then even the other guys, you have to sit him. Like, let's not. What is playing them right off the jump do for them? It's all about them. What do we do if we aren't in a position to draft the top 3 quarterback? Would you be willing to trade as much as necessary? Whatever that means to you to get one. What is the alternative? Yeah, like whatever that means to you. Like, I like how you put that in there, right? Because like trade as much as necessary. What is as necessary? Like, okay, so let's say let's take it not out of context, but let's be drastic here. The Jets win the rest of the season for whatever ungodly reason because all the other teams suck, and then they're picking at pick 18 or 19 and then trading 5 first-round draft picks to get up to 1. Like, no, obviously, right? One quarterback comes out. Like, obviously, there's context to it. Am I willing to trade a first-round pick? Let's take it to that. Am I willing to trade a first-round pick and maybe plus a little bit more to get up from 6 to 2 or 6 to 1 or something like that? If they like the quarterback that much, then yes, I am willing to trade a first-round pick. Am I willing to trade multiple first-round picks? No. 1, yes. Realistically, they have 5 in the next couple of years. If you have conviction in a quarterback, you go up and get him. What is the alternative? I really don't think there is much of one. I think you kind of have to get one. The alternative is you have your bridge, you ride it out with him, and you draft the quarterback in 2027. That's it, really, right? Like, I don't think you're gonna, we can't get a quarterback in 2026. Now we bring in Kyler. It's like, no, you bring in Kyler if you think Kyler's your long-term guy, not your bridge, because he's gonna cost too much. Burrow's not realistic. One, they just pay the receivers. They're not going to be paying those receivers all that money to then trade a quarterback who's a top 5 quarterback when healthy. That's a big, a little bit of an if with him, which is a little bit sketchy, especially for Jets fans, considering our history. I would still obviously trade for him if they were able to, but he has a no trade clause as well. I don't see it happening. There's really never been a quarterback in that type of situation who's been traded, So I don't think that's happening. So really the alternative past that is drafting the best player past quarterback, BPA, and then getting a guy in 2027. But that's just not, I don't think it's a realistic plan. So I'm willing to trade up if they need to, obviously in the world of realism, right? Tyson, field truthers are worse than Zach Wilson. Yeah, man, I would say so. And really the biggest reason is they bring in race to it, like, which is crazy, man. I think you guys would be honest with me at this point. Like, if I just hated every player on the Jets and I only liked Andrew Beck and Brady Cook and Mason Taylor and Jeremy Rucker, like, there's something's wrong with this guy. It's like, what are we doing here? So yeah, I would say they're worse. And it's funny too. Like, I know it. I'll put up certain plays. I'm like, field truthers are going to come after this one. And typically it's Bears fans. Like, there's a lot of Bears fans who are still riding him. So whatever, it is what it is. Are we saying that he's better than Caleb Williams because of completion percentage? Is this all we're saying? So if he just throws a screen every single play he throws a wide receiver screen, he's going to have the highest completion percentage in the NFL. Does that mean he's the best player in the NFL? Like, what are we doing here? I don't know what you're trying to say there. Is completion percentage the way we evaluate quarterbacks? What are we doing? Mendoza was not good against PSU. I don't understand what the hype. Yeah, no, he wasn't great versus Penn State. He obviously had a great last drive, but past that, the reason he didn't come back like that because he didn't play great the earlier in the game. And again, like, I like him, but watch him versus Kennesaw State and tell me how impressed you are versus Kennesaw State, which I've never heard of until I watched Mendoza play them. So you can't base your opinion on one game. You don't understand the hype of any of these quarterbacks. again, I kind of went through it. Mendoza's a really good processor. He's very accurate. He fits balls into tight windows. He gets through his reads quickly. Like there's things to like there. But you have to evaluate the totality, not just Penn State, because if you watch him versus Indiana State, he was very good. I think Oregon, he was good. Michigan State, he was good. Like there's, I off the top of my head, I've watched 8 or 9 games of him, 8 or 9 games of Moore, 8 or 9 games of Simpson. So I can't remember great games off the top of my head for everybody, but I know Indiana State was a very good game for him. So go watch that game versus Penn State. So it's the totality. I watch every college football game. Rusty, how do you watch every college football game? Isn't there like 100? Unless you do. I believe you watch a lot though, because I know you're always like, oh, this guy in the 6th round from whatever. You've always been like that. So I trust that you watch a lot of college football. Every though, I don't know. I will laugh if the Dolphins get hot and go 8 or 9 or 9 and 8. And I don't think so. Tua, they go there like, oh, where else do you want to play in the world? It's like Jerusalem. It's like Jerusalem. He's not there, man. He is CTE is kicking early for that dude. But yeah, hey, win as much as you can, Dolphins. I'd like to see you ruin your future by holding on to and ruining your draft spots. Lights said, I feel like both Simpson and Mendoza get happy feet and lose some accuracy when they're getting pressured. Yeah, it's a lot of quarterbacks do though. Like that's not out of the ordinary. I wouldn't say Mendoza as much. Simpson's reads get a little bit more wonky when he's under pressure. And his accuracy will wane a little bit versus pressure. Mendoza is confident to step up into pressure and take hits into pressure. His accuracy more wanes when he's off platform versus pressure. So it's a little bit different. Simpson, I'm a little bit more with this. Mendoza, again, it's more off platform. So it's kind of a little bit different. But yeah, I get what you're saying with Simpson. Simpson will like rush reads or not throw to open guys at times when he's under pressure. Again, versus pressure, he's not great right now. Like he's a little bit, there's plays where he's great. There's plays, it's just inconsistent with him. One good, one bad, one good, one bad. So we need to be more consistent versus pressure. Mendoza's pretty good versus it in terms of, again, stepping into it, being confident versus it. It's just when he's off platform, he's just not as consistent with the arm and accuracy. I think Simpson, Mendoza, and Moore are all mid to late first rounders, but they will get picked much earlier. That's like a lot of quarterbacks though. Like I feel like a lot of quarterbacks, if you value them at just their position, like if you just value them, what's the right way to phrase this? If you didn't take positional importance into it and you just were drafting guys based on how good they are relative to their position, then yes, that would happen a lot where quarterbacks are mid-round picks, second-round picks, but because quarterback is so important, these guys get elevated. That happens really every year. Like Zach Wilson was not the number 2 player. Justin Fields in that draft was not 8, 9, 10, whatever it was. Kyler wasn't the best player in that draft, right? Because Kyler a better quarterback than Nick Bosa was a D end or Quinn Williams was a D tackle? No, he got elevated because of the positional importance. So wait, Trevor Lawrence? No, he was not generational. I think people overuse that phrase, Tyson. I really do. Generational means once in a generation. Trevor Lawrence was a good college quarterback. He's a very good college quarterback, but I watched him and I said that I don't think he was generational. And now he's average at best. Like he's not that great. Watch Clemson's offense and see how much of it was manufactured for him. A lot of his yards and touchdowns were manufactured. So yeah, I didn't think he was generational. I think it's Andrew Luck, and that was it since I've been evaluating. I wasn't even evaluating him with Luck, right? Because was he 11, 12? When was Andrew Luck drafted? Andrew Luck drafted 12. Yeah, since then, I haven't seen anybody generational. I'm not calling Lawrence generational because that is an overused phrase by far. Okay, yeah, Scotty, you are a bozo, my guy. I just keep seeing Fields and completion percentages or all these other guys. What are we doing here, dude? Who has the worst truthers, Fields, Saunders, or Zach? Sanders. Which he isn't do you see why we didn't draft? Do you see why people didn't want to draft him? Do you see after one game, 16 throws, why people didn't want to draft him? This is why people didn't want to draft him. On top of the fact that people say, oh, well, you're racist for not liking it, whatever. And then in the interview, like he's getting interviewed in the locker room at a point this season, and they're asking him a question, and he's mouthing the words, but not speaking. He's like, Really? Like you're getting asked a question by media and you're mocking talking. So he's immature. You know, in this game, you see the plays of him, you know, him on the sideline with his head down and shit. It's like it's your first game, dude. Like you're on the sideline pouting already. Like it's all about me. I just think he's a me guy. I think he's a me guy. I think he's immature. I'm sorry. The glazing for Sanders, man, is crazy. In college, you know, excusing everything he does. Like I was not a hater at all, but like seeing, especially people in my comments this week, I can't say I'm rooting for the guy. I'm sorry. And then the way he was even acting on the sideline, dropping his head and stuff like that. Josina Anderson, she must be dating Dion or something. She has to be. That was the craziest hour I've seen on Twitter. She broke down like every play and was, oh my God, this is great. Against all odds, he completed a drag route, a wide open drag route. He had no practice. He had a drag route. It was crazy. It was crazy. That's why I had a comment on that. Yeah. Sorry. Jimmy G, no, he's always hurt. Mac Jones is a stopgap. The only problem with Mac Jones, Victor, is he's under contract. You know, Mr. Ransomware. Hey, friend, sorry, but that beard you has bothering me. It's not really a beard. It's just it's like stubble that's grown for like 5 or 6 days. So thank you. It's stubble though. It's not a beard. That's probably why it bothers you. But I appreciate your comment, Mr. Ransomware. Call in. You don't have to talk. I just want to see what you look like. I'll comment on you too. Hey friends, sorry, but like if you were sorry, you wouldn't say it, you know. But yes, thank you for hating my stubble. No skills. Does the answer change if we guarantee he's also an all-pro as a rookie? Okay, well now you're yeah. Really, man? I don't know if I'll change that. My answer, no skills. Like, yeah, DNs are great, but the Jets just had a all-pro defense, Pro Bowl defensive tackle, and they didn't. They lost the game. I'm not saying like obviously you still want that player, but let's build around the offense. So I'm going to skew towards offense anyway. So yeah, give me a receiver. Give me an all-pro receiver for the quarterback who then comes in 2027. So it can't be defensive. So the only other position you could say is a guard. Would I rather have an all-pro receiver or a guard? Give me the receiver. Would I have an all-pro tight end or a receiver? Give me the receiver. Even though tight end, I can, you know, like I actually argue the tight end could be more important because they block as well, and having a stud is really, really nice. But they have Mason Taylor, and I feel like he could be a 1 in 12 personnel versus 11, and you're not going to play as much 12. If you have an all-pro, obviously you will in Mason Taylor, but it's a little bit easier to play the receivers all the time. So yeah, I'm not going to change. Diego Pavia. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched him. I'll admit it again. If it makes me not know football, fine. Obviously it doesn't, but I don't really watch college football. NFL, and then I'm on the 4 major sports before I'm college football, and I'm a busy guy, so I can't watch college too. Like I will every once in a while, but UDFA, Drew Law. Yeah, there's again. You're talking about who's supposed to be a top 5 quarterback in this draft. Now, like legit, Tyson. I've seen that he might be UDFA or a late round pick. You know, so Charles Henderson. For the love of God, can we invest this offseason and get 2 safeties, a playmaker at free safety and a hard hitter at strong safety? Yeah, like sure, but can we fix the offense first, right? Like the offense needs to be surrounded. I would, before I addressed DN, before I addressed linebacker, before I addressed safety, before I addressed, if you want to address corner, I think they're probably I think they're going to run into next season with these 3 starters at corner. I need tight end 2. I need receiver 2. I need guard. I need center. And obviously, you know, Simpson and you know, we don't know what's happening with Simpson and AVT, but tight end 2, receiver 2, 2 interior offensive linemen before I even touch defense. So if you get those positions, yeah, fine. They're going to need 2 starting safeties, in my opinion. Malachi Moore hasn't proven enough to me, even though maybe they run him out next year because they're not going to be going anywhere really. So maybe 1 safety, 1 linebacker because Quincy's gone, and 1 D end at the minimum, in my opinion, on defense. You know, each level, safety, linebacker, D end, but you invest all your major capital into the offense because that quarterback better come into a cushy situation, which it's already not a bad one. Like you have a solid offensive line. You know, you have a lot there on offense, but yeah, stack it. Wellens was playing with a torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder literally every time he got hit or even bumped. Dude, I don't know if you guys have ever torn a labrum. I don't know if you've ever torn a labrum or not. It is painful, dude, because I tore a labrum in high school. What actually happened was I could have technically, I guess I could have sued the gym that I was working out at. But if you guys like work out and you like reverse pec deck and you're doing like your rear delts and you have like the chest fly machine, you do it backwards. I was going to do that, and the weight pin caught weights behind it too. So like my weights plus the weights from the machine behind it, and I went to do it, lifting whatever weight I was, and I tore my labrum, and I could barely lift my arm to the side, barely. And even now I have bad tendonitis from benching wrong for years, which I've fixed, but I can't do dumbbell presses because of my shoulders. Like I have to warm up my shoulders and rehab them, which I was supposed to go to rehab for my shoulders, but I haven't. So I looked up stuff, ordered bands, and I've been doing it myself, which has been helping. But to criticize somebody tearing their labrum, it is painful, dude. Tearing stuff is awful. I tore my labrum. I tore my groin in football. I had to tear my groin, which I was engaged with a guy and trying to come off of a block and make a tackle. But I was still partially engaged. So I reached my arm and my foot out. You can't see my foot too, but I reached my arm and my foot out to grab a running back who's going by me. And basically my legs, half my leg was on a guy, half my leg was on another dude. And they went boop, and split. And I tore my groin a little bit. So tears hurt, man. They're awful. So yeah, you can't criticize somebody for wincing or being hurt when you have a torn labrum. They suck. Late here, this live format is different. Why is it different? What's going on? I noticed last week that so StreamYard, they did something where you had two streams. So I streamed and it came out with like a cell phone version and then a regular version, and it broke it up into two. So if you guys want it with a cell phone version too, fine, I'll do it. But I deleted it because then I had like half views on one, half views on the other. I was like, what is going on here? So bro said the rope. Yeah, that was maybe a little bit aggressive. I don't necessarily joke about suicide, but if you're going to be coming here to be a dick, then be willing to receive, because I'll come back at you hard. What's with the potato quality stream? What does that mean? What is going on with the stream, guys? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't. You tell me what's wrong. Potato quality? Am I lagging or anything? I don't know. Sorry. Bustin Field sucks. Yes, he does. Come on, Joe. You know his mom's biggest regret. I just don't understand. Like, I understand coming in to engage and stuff, and like even if you disagree with me, fine. But it's like, oh, you guys suck. You're bums. Then okay, again, combat me with actual film talk and tell me what I'm wrong about. You know, we've had NFL players doing quite a few reviews here. I don't know. That made me happy. I broke down a spot concept in the reads versus the Browns, I believe. And Chris Banjo liked it, which is awesome. When you see a coach see your tweet about concepts, which people don't know a lot about, and you're going through the reads and everything and the decision and all that, and he likes it. It's like, wow. Like, that's awesome, man. So eat shit, whoever that was. I don't know who you are. I already forgot your name. Does that make you feel important? I think Justin Fields fan club on Twitter is anonymously in here. Yeah, they are a little bit. It's okay. Would you pay Hall top running back money in the offseason or draft Jeremiah Love? Is it an either or? Like, are you holding a gun to my face right now? If you're holding a gun to my head, then give me Breece at top running back money, because I'm not drafting a running back at number 4 when let's just say number 4, number 5 when we need a quarterback. Let's see, top 5 running back contracts NFL. What's God? Barkley 20 million, Christian McCaffrey 19 million, Henry 15. Like, what are you saying in there? You know, I would re-sign Breece for 10, 11, 12 million dollars to surround the quarterback with what I think is an above average running back. I don't think he's great. He was awful last year, but I think he's plus average this year. So if I have to overpay him by $1 million or $2 million to make the quarterback feel comfortable, fine, I'm doing it. Give me Breece on a 2-year, $22 million deal, $24 million deal, something like that. I'll be willing to do it. But yeah, I'm paying Breece over drafting Jeremiah Love, especially if we need a quarterback. Can you imagine the outrage? Not for you guys, for me. I would freak out. I would really be pissed. 2-26 when teams score 21. Is it 2-26 though? Rusty, are you sure about that? Because I thought it was just 1. It was just the Bengals game. I think you got that stat wrong. The Bengals game was his first to win when a team scored 21 or more points. Yeah, that's it, Rusty. So it's only one. He's if it is even 26, it's one win. He only has one win in his career when the opposing team scores over 21 points. Yeah. And what was the other stat? I saw the other stat on Twitter this week. People were putting out there like the Jets have the lowest EPA per pass since the 2022 or 2023 Bears, and we're quarterbacked by Justin Fields, so he's used to leading inefficient offenses. I wonder if the same people that hyped Justin Fields when he signed will show some accountability and admit they were wrong about him. I was never Eagle. I know you've been in here for years. Do you remember when he first signed and I said a 5 to 10% shot and 10% is probably me being gracious towards him? I said probably like a 5% shot. He works out in the long term. People are like, "Oh, you're an idiot. You know nothing." It's like, okay, well, he didn't work out, so that 95% shot is there, or that's what happened. How much blame does Darren Muji? So I don't think they get. This is by the way, if you're just listening, how much blame do they get to signing Justin Fields for a $40 million contract? $30 million guaranteed over 2 years. I don't think the idea of the signing was wrong because again, I said that he was one of the only guys, if not the only guy in free agency who could be your long-term option if you hit, if you got the needle in the haystack with him. So I understood the signing. Did they overpay him? Yes, but that's without me knowing what he was being offered by other teams and stuff like that, right? Because let's say the Steelers were offering him 2 years, $36 million, and the Jets were like, screw it, we'll throw in the extra $4 million. Like, it's hard without knowing the behind the scenes. So I don't think the idea was wrong. The contract is high for what he is as a player, but if that was the business, then that is what it is. If they just said, "Hey, we're going to give this money because we have faith in you," then they're idiots, But if that was the going market for him, then I can't kill them. If that makes sense. I was wrong about Fields as I was about Zach. Are you talking about like Fields this year, Tyson? Were you one of the guys who were saying I'm an idiot? I don't think you were. I think you're usually pretty cool in here. You can call me an idiot if I'm an idiot, though. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't love Fields in college. I did that review and I told people like, yeah, he's not the most accurate. Everything he throws into is wide open. Don't love it. I love the upside, but don't love him. Zach, I thought he would be fine. I think I underestimated, and it's something I changed in my evaluations. I really started paying attention to pressure, which worries me about Simpson. But with that being said, I'm willing to take the risk. But I didn't account for Zach Wilson, how much he wasn't facing pressure as much. I thought he could be good. But really, the problem is too, like, is coaching. Like, there's a reason that a lot of late round quarterbacks or like the third or fourth quarterbacks work out. It's because the third, fourth, fifth quarterback typically go to teams who know how to develop quarterbacks and have good organizations. Where the top three quarterbacks taken are typically going to shitty organizations who ruin guys, right? So like, you could get the right quarterback and still fail because you don't have the right staff to develop them. So there's a lot of intricacies with developing guys. So the Jets could have ruined, like, Darnold, or not Darnold. Maybe Zach would have worked out, but they ruined him. Like, you have no idea. And obviously he's too far gone now. If you are on X, there is a Justin Fields defenders and massive accounts on X, -11. Yeah, I think it was -10 net passing yards in that one. Some of them are bots, no doubt. I definitely noticed some bots. You get like the guy with like an American flag background with like an eagle. With like an eagle as his profile picture, not you eagle, but like a bald eagle. It's like, yeah, this is a bot. I'm behind you, but trade for Murray if Arizona is willing to send you picks for cap relief. I don't know what the contract is. I don't know, man. Murray, is he a fit in New York, man? I feel like that would go miserably. T-Bone, college football is better than it. I think the environment's better. I don't think the product's better though. Like, I just like, yeah, you'll have great games. Like, last week, Alabama, Oklahoma, great game to watch. But then you have Alabama, Old Dominion State, and it's 60-3. It's like, I like the best of the best. I think the environment and like the games can even, I get it, but not for me. Last night, Tyrod Taylor's agent called in a Ryan show. Like, Ryan Delaney thinks Woody is inept. Glenn and Muji shouldn't be given reins to. Can I call bullshit on this, Kev? Why would Tyrod Taylor's agent call a popular Jet show to call out the owner when Tyrod is still under contract? There's no way, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know what he said. There's no way. That would be the dumbest move of all time. The Jets would hear about that. That did not happen. It might have happened. He might have said he was him. He's not. Or he's an idiot, or he's just a complete straight up jackass. I would not trade into one for Mendoza. Ty Simpson is my guy. Keep the picks. I am with you. If it's a choice between trading up for Mendoza or taking Ty Simpson at 4, yeah, I'm definitely taking Ty Simpson. I'm taking Ty Simpson over Mendoza right now, gun to my head anyway. But trading up for Mendoza over Simpson, no way, no shot. Yeah, 2-0. Jets are 2-0 versus Ohio teams. Yeah, factual. How about them Eagles? Big W versus the Lions. 8-2 record, first place, best defense in the NFL. What are you? You're an Eagles fan? Oh, yeah, the Phillies thing. Why? I wonder why you're in here. Maybe you caught me on Twitter this week. Nick's area is undefeated versus the NFC North 12 and Fly Eagles fly. It's funny. My best friend, or one of my best friends, let's say I have like two. I can't decide between. It's not like it's MySpace or to decide your top 5. But one of my best friends is his wife is from Cherry Hill, and she's a diehard Eagles fan. So he goes to a lot of Eagles game and stuff. I actually liked the Eagles when I was a kid in terms of like just not them being my team, but I loved Brian Dawkins is my favorite player of all time, even over Jets players. It's Brian Dawkins, but like those teams like Brian Dawkins and like even like Westbrook and was it Selleck and McNabb and all those guys. I was rooting for the Eagles in that Super Bowl, no doubt. But yeah, that's when I didn't really know a lot about like Philly, and I wasn't like super into even football yet. I was more like a casual fan. Like I like the Eagles in general. Like I like the Eagles. I used to use the Tennessee Titans in NFL Blitz. No idea why, but NFL Blitz, the Tennessee Titans were my team. I would shit on everybody. But respect Dawkins. I actually need Dawkins jersey. He's my favorite player of all time. I don't have his jersey, which is weird, but yeah, sure. Well, I rather see you guys in the Chiefs win. Even though I can say I do think Hurts is overrated. I do think Hurts is an average quarterback who, with a great team, is propelled to being people think he's better than he is. I think it's more the offensive line, the receivers they have, the defense they have versus Hurts. But I think if you put him on the Jets, he's average to below average. I really do think that. Joking about Lawrence. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's obviously hard to tell, right? Like there's so many conversations on like Twitter or even on this where I take it the wrong way, or like text where it's so hard to tell when I can't tell the inflection of your voice and stuff. Okay. Victor, Simpson, and Mendoza both haven't played a lot of college football in their careers. Well, did Mendoza played with Cal the year before, right? Francisco Mendoza. Did he only play 1 year before this year? And he transferred from Cal? California. No, he played Cal for 2 years. He played, it seemed like a third or a third or half of the season in 2023, a full season 2024. That's enough. He's gonna have like 2.5+ years of experience. So Mendoza, maybe not. I know Moore hasn't played as much, and I know obviously Simpson hasn't. But yeah, I would like them to be, the Bill Parcells, 4-year starter, all of that stuff. Sure, but it's not what happens. Jesse, whoever told you Cam Ward was generational, didn't tell you. If you saw somebody, please do that. No. I evaluated him last year when I thought the Jets may be getting a quarterback. Obviously, he went once. They weren't going to draft one, but I broke down like his first 7 or 8 games, and I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable taking him. But yeah, can't miss generational. That was definitely somebody who does not know what they're talking about. I didn't hear that personally, but whoever said that, woof, that is a bad take. Years before he was drafted. Yeah, it's because he was like a 5-star in high school and all that stuff and whatever else. But I watched him, like I turned it on, like I was ready to be so excited to watch this film because I thought the Jets were going to get him. And I remember like trying to convince myself, like, yeah, this guy is generational. But after watching, I was like, I don't. He's not generational, guys. I'm sorry. So yeah, I still would rather draft him over Zach Wilson, but no, he was not generational. Half of Jets Twitter was furious when he didn't take him in the 4th round. No, I just can't with Sanders. The amount of, I got 5,000 likes criticizing Josina Anderson talking about him. There's so much unnecessary drama with him. I just can't. And then he's not starting, and then he's with the Jets, and then Dion says something, and then there's a bunch of Shadur Sand, peace riders, we'll say. Who are going to be, all the questions, all the media. It's not worth it for a guy who has a relatively low ceiling. He's not that athletic. The arm is not good. Like he could be average at best if he hits his ceiling. Please God, no. I didn't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. A gamble on Fields made sense. It failed and moved on. Don't double down. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's like I said, the move made sense. It didn't work out. I understood. Do you lift? Yes. Thank you. Like, why is that a question? Yes. I was just talking about tearing my labrum on a chest fly machine. So yeah. Probably the best option right now as a bridge is Minshew. Yeah, Minshew trading like a 6th or 7th round pick for Davis Mills, I wouldn't be like super opposed to. So yes. Gotta love people making personal looks observation on a jet. You're like wild, right? Like, are you I was gonna say that was gonna be aggressive. Like, are you looking for material on jet streams? Like, there's material elsewhere. There's billions of videos out there. Why are you looking for looks right now? I don't understand. I have stubble. I don't like your stubble right now. Okay, sorry, dude. Maybe he's in the closet and he's like fighting it, you know? Because if my friend walked up and was like, "Hey, man, I don't like your stubble right now," like, what is wrong with you, dude? What is wrong with you? Would you draft Mendoza this year, J-Rock? Yeah, I would. Obviously, depending, right? There's quite a bit of intricacies with that. Am I trading up? Am I taking him over somebody? Would I draft him? Yeah, there's a world where I would take him, no doubt. Would I get a new OC? No. J-Rock, if you don't, if you're still in here, go, even if you don't watch Jake Asman, which he has like 5 times my subscribers, so I'm assuming you do. But I do film breakdowns on his show every week. Literally just go back and watch my field segment. It's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and see some of the plays that Justin Fields is missing. So many plays he missed. So no, I think he's been solid. There's been some problems I've had with like lack of creativity on short yardage situations. There's been some things like that, not running Justin Fields, whatever it is. But overall, he's working with 2 hands tied behind his back with Justin Fields. He really is. That one play where he missed A.D. Mitchell, where A.D. Mitchell had to adjust to it, if he just led him properly, he is walking in for an 86-yard touchdown. Walking. Do you think AG and Muji from Basically Moose, never heard of you, but welcome. Or never seen you, not heard of you. Do you think AG and Muji feel the pressure to fix a quarterback position this year? I don't think AG can afford to have a terrible year next year. Yeah, dude, no way. I'm 1,000% with you. They have to, because the problem is they're going to have to draft a quarterback this year. 1, because of all the stuff I said before. And 2, if they suck again next year and then Woody Johnson's like, man, that sucks. Is there anything that's more appealing to a coach coming in with the Jets, who obviously it's going to be a little bit more jacked up because they're going to sign guys this year that will account for 2027 cap. But they're projected to have like $200 million of cap space right now in 2027, which again will be less, no doubt. But probably $100 million in cap space, a top 5 pick, with 2 other first round picks behind it, a roster that you have your tackles. By that point, your offensive, that's the perfect time to cut bait with a coach if you're not confident in them. If they weren't to draft a quarterback this year and then they suck, and then they have 3 first round draft picks with, Garrett Wilson and, Fashanu and Nembu have been playing well, and probably Simpson back, and Mason Taylor, who's developing well. They get fired. So they have to draft the quarterback for their jobs too. In my opinion, there was no talk of drafting Dart because he reminded too much of Zach Wilson. I can't speak on Dart because I didn't watch him. I'll just be realistic. I don't speak on guys that I can't talk about. I really don't know. David, obviously you want to do it now, but do you think the closer we get to the draft, you might look into some late round? Maybe, David. That's a good one, because I was right off the bat gonna say late first round. Say no. I think they don't need a forced receiver, but I would kind of force receiver. Like, I'm not saying it, but I would. Let's say a receiver at the end of the first round is a B+ prospect, and then the next, let's say he's a B prospect, and then there's a D end who's a B+. I might reach for the receiver there. So I think they really, especially if they grab a quarterback, you really, really need a receiver too. I think Mitchell can be a receiver 3. By the way, he had 4 drops in all of 2024. He had 2 drops in his first game with the Jets. His hands are not that bad. They're okay. They're not great. They're not that bad though. So let's chill on Mitchell. He could have easily had 2 touchdowns in this game. Actually 3, because you had the rub route where Fields missed behind him. You had the play where he beat Gonzalez in the end zone where they're in the red zone and Fields put it to his back. And then you had the play on the stop and go where if he let him instead of underthrowing him, which he did underthrow him, it's an okay ball, not a good ball. If he let him, if it's a good ball, he's streaking in for a touchdown. So if you had a quarterback who was on target with Mitchell, he could have had 3 touchdowns in his first game. And I'm not even just saying that. The film is out there. I broke it down. Or it's going to come out. Or no, it did come out. $3 a month, go watch it. Or I could pull them up. But legitimately, he could have had 3 touchdowns in this game. I'm not saying he's going to have 3 touchdowns and he's great and everything like that. But I'm also saying, while he's not an all-star receiver, he's not a scrub now because he dropped 2 balls, right? So, but yeah, with that being said, I still think almost force a receiver. Force offense. If it's a guard, if they draft a really good guard or a center with pick 25, fine. You know, I'm okay with drafting a really good interior offensive lineman with the late first round pick. The idea is what that going with the vet flyer prevents the rookie head coach, rookie OC, rookie head coach to set up the Jets' love. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Jesse, John Mateer is a late first round. The second would be a steal. He's similar to Jackson Dart, but doesn't take the unnecessary hits. Yeah, the problem is, do you wait that long? Like now, if it's a situation, let's say where the Jets finish 7, the Browns and the Browns and the Saints are pick 1 and 2, and they won't trade up with the Jets, and then the Jets take a receiver at 8, 9, 10, and then Mateer is there at 26, and you like him, fine. Like I could see that situation. But if those guys are there, I'm obviously taking one of the guys up top. I know you won't do it now, but do you? Oh shit, my bad. Yes, yeah, you did that already. Joe, the Devils play the ball. Yeah, 7:00, right? 7:30, 7 o'clock. Yeah. So it's in this YouTube short for the viewers. You're talking about the AD Mitchell thing, and there's some plays that I didn't include in there in the full review as well. So go and watch that. Devils, yeah, I did that one. Devils and the Nets play. The Nets beat the Wizards the other night, which I want the Nets to lose every single game of their season. I do. I think there's like 3 guys in the top of the NBA draft who I'd like. I would like Cooper Flag last year, but of course the Nets, like the 5th worst team, they get the 8th pick, or the 4th worst team, they get the 8th pick. But Nets suck. Nothing's wrong with the stream. It looks like you're doing the stream off your cell phone. That why? Did I change it? Is that changed now? Hopefully it changed. It's showing me the cell phone view. Hide the preview of your vertical broadcast. This is a vertical broadcast and not a side broadcast. Oh, I get. I think I get what you're saying, but I don't know why. Okay. I see 2 of me now, but maybe that changed it. I clicked something, so let me know. I actually just read up on dislocated shoulder and a fractured socket. Bro, I'm telling you, when I had my torn labrum, it was hard for me to lift my arm up and roll my window down and unlock my door. It's painful, man. It's really painful. I tore my you're telling we have Tyson here talking about he tore a tendon in his foot and had random nerve pain. I'm assuming that they have many more resources to fix their injuries and much more rehab, right? Like my shoulder's been hurting me for months because I was an idiot and I used to do this instead of like flaring down. And so I got tendonitis and I was told I need to go to rehab for like 2 or 3 months, twice a week. Never did it. I looked up the workouts they're going to tell me to do anyway. I do it with a band and it's been healing, but I was an idiot not rehabbing myself. So I'm assuming that I'm assuming that you're an idiot and you didn't rehab yourself, but I can tell you that the NFL athletes have much more resources. Like what did CeeDee Lamb say today or the other day? Like he spends like $500,000 a year or $1 million a year, whatever it is, on rehab. Stream is up close. Oh, I see. Why is it like that instead of the normal way? Like I see that the side view is the stream. Okay, I'll fix that next week. I must have screwed something up. My bad. Their technique needs to get healthy. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Brown scored 27. Did they score 27 points in that game? Am I out of my mind? Oh, he's like, yeah, 27-28. Was that the score? No, the Browns scored 20. We scored 27. That holds. I'm like, what? I thought they scored less than that. Browns didn't score 27. You're trying to trip me up there, Jesse. We scored 27 versus the Browns. If you draft Love, then you just make him Genty version 2.0. Need quality line as a whole to utilize his talents. Well, I'll argue that the Jets' offensive line is much better than the Raiders. And if anything, the Jets have been a good offensive line. They're good offensive line. The problem is people think they're bad because Fields holds the ball for 84 seconds. The Jets are a good offensive line. They are good. We don't have to worry about taking like that's like signing Le'Veon Bell behind a bad offensive line, especially a patient running back. A patient running back who waits for holes to open wider. When the Jets had Le'Veon Bell, if there was a sliver, you smash that because it was going to be gone in a second. So yeah, it's not Genty 2.0 because the Raiders line sucks and ours is good. With that being said, if they drafted Love, we have very serious problems. Yeah, 1 takeaway and 0 interceptions all year. And I think the record for interceptions in a year is 2 in terms of lowest. So we may tie or break that record. It's a problem. And a lot of it stems from the fact that the Jets don't pressure the quarterback because, it's twofold. They don't get pressure because the ball is out so quick because they blow coverage consistently. My gut tells me Mendoza over Simpson based on nothing. Hey, fine. I'm with you. Like a look thing. It could be a lot of things. The thing, Mendoza seemed like the personality is a little bit like quirky to me in a weird way. Like, I don't know. I feel like if he gets criticism, he doesn't take it to heart too much. I don't know. He's almost like a nerdier Kirk Cousins to me, like his attitude, and kind of looks like Kirk Cousins a little bit too. So, yeah, but fine. Sure. I'll take the one that works out. That's the one I want. Jets have Murray right now. You're talking about with Fields. Murray is an average quarterback. Fields is a backup level quarterback. So like we can't, Murray's definitely better, no doubt, but we're not, please let's not do this. Hey, if only Mendoza declares, would you rather like these trade up, giving up both ones this year to do so, or wait until next year? From Columbia. All right, Daniel. Guy from work went to Columbia, for a bachelor party. And all I'll say is he regrets being wifed up. That's what I'll say about what his experience in Columbia. So if I ever have a situation, maybe I'll visit there. But trade the one. Trade the one to get up. That's where I'm at for a quarterback this year, if not. Hurts not overrated. People just hate Hurts. Okay. But again, we're just saying generic things about an actual like argument. Like, okay, you say he's overrated. I say you say he's not overrated. I say he is. So who wins? Thank you. Okay. I don't think he's all that great. Look at his spray chart. Like he just short. It's all short and intermediate. Short and intermediate. It's one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Some of the best weapons in the NFL. A great defense. I do think he's overrated. I think he's an average quarterback who's elevated to being a solid quarterback because of a team he's on. Sorry. Okay. Hurts in 2021. Okay. And Nick Foles, is he also very good? It happens. I don't know. Jets are garbage. Okay. We have an Eagles fan in here. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, the Eagles are great, Brandon. Everything about them is great. Adios, Brandon. Jets are garbage. Why are you in here, Eagles fan? Katie Delgado. I tore my labrum in high school, never got it fixed, and now it's just decayed away, so I don't have them anymore. Yeah, dude. You got to work them. You got to continue to work them. Let's keep going on. Thoughts about picking up a linebacker in the draft? Reese, he's like a top 10, 15 pick though, right? Like the Jet. Now, if he felt, I still want to lean towards offense. Now I'm seeing, was it Arvell Reese? If he's that good and for whatever ungodly reason he falls to like 25 and the Jets pick him, then like fine. But I would still be a little bit upset because I want offense. Now I'm not forcing offense, but I'm definitely leaning heavy towards it. Best player. The thing, so I haven't really watched him, or I haven't watched him. He seems like he's almost like in that tweener role, which sometimes it works out and sometimes it fails miserably. So like tweener linebacker DN roles scare me because you'll have the examples of Parson and like Jalen Walker's doing well this year, but then you have examples like who's like Anthony Barr, who was like a decent player but never great, and like was probably overdrafted for that reason. He's like a tweener. There's been plenty of like tweener types who don't necessarily work out. Our Maz, load up the questions. I'm going to start speeding through them, and I'll either jump off because I got to put my kid to bed. Why do you think the Jets? What do you think the Jets will do? My early inkling is, regardless of draft position, they're gonna wait. They're gonna want to trade up and take the first quarterback. It depends. It depends on their evaluations of each quarterback. If they think that Mendoza and Simpson they're both 8.1s out of 10, and they like them both just as much, or let's say Mendoza's an 8.1 and Simpson's an 8, and they could save a second or a first round pick, they probably just go with Simpson. My inkling is that they land a quarterback. They land one. Do they have to trade up? I don't think so. Gotta hope the Dallas pick can get to like pick 40. Yeah, the problem is that they have Quentin Williams, who's balled out last night, which hurt to see. Even though I tend to root against players who leave the Jets because maybe I'm an asshole. I cannot root for ex-Jets. Quentin Williams is one I will root for. I like, it pains me to see him do well. I would love to see that guy with a ring on his finger. Not with a Cowboys aren't going to win with him like that, but Q is just great, man. Sauce I'll root against. Sauce wasn't here long enough for me to like grow like an emotional attachment to him. Q was $100 million, and Tyler Linderbaum is gonna hit free agency. Is all I'm saying. Hey, man, if you want to stack your offensive line, you want to pay with Linderbaum. If you have Linderbaum, Simpson, Tippmann, Fashanu, and Membu next year, you're talking about a top 5, if not the best offensive line in the league. It could really be that good. That would be ridiculous. The Jets are a good offensive line. Don't let the fact that Justin Fields holds the ball for 45 seconds hurt your opinion of the Jets offensive line. And they have issues, no doubt. Like, they're not perfect, but they're definitely plus average. Start Tyrod and keep Tyrod now. No more switching back and forth with Fields. Yeah, I'm with you, Billy. I said that before. Yeah, you must have gotten here late, but yeah, it's Tyrod, Cook, and then Fields. And you only play Fields if he's hurt. If those two other guys are hurt. Jets, really, this is a Jets live. Oh man. Yeah, I must have gotten like new interest from that Josina Anderson tweet. But yeah, thank you. Good eyes, Justin. You're killing the game right now. Sure your mom is proud. Okay. Oh, timed out. I should have just banned him. I'm just gonna ban people's stupid comments. Jets suck. I'm a Bears fan. I'm an Eagles fan. Fly, Eagles, fly. Dudes fucking their sisters in Philly. Mendoza interview with Pat McAfee. I actually got to watch it. I saw that RMS, or I saw that it would happen. I want to watch it though. If we're going to use ones to trade up, we'll do it in 2027. Okay. What happens if there's only 2 quarterbacks who are good? You're pick 15. Both the teams at pick 1 and 2 don't want to trade up because they want the quarterback. What's your answer now, Billy? We're not waiting. We're not waiting. It'd be the dumbest thing in the world. Again, top 5 quarterbacks before preseason are not even in the top 4 now. All the quarterbacks are going to be good next year. May suck, may not come out, may go to teams who are picking earlier than the Jets. They don't want to trade down with the Jets. Why wait? It's the dumbest thing in the world. They're asking to get fired if they do that, which may not be, honestly, long run, hindsight's 50-50, maybe the best deal for the Jets. If they suck next year, get a high pick, you have 3 high picks, and then the new coach coming in and say, damn, I got 3 picks, $100 million in cap space. I'll sign the dotted line for that. But they're not waiting. They're not waiting. It would be so stupid. And I'll argue with anybody about that. Because what happens if there's no quarterbacks? We know there's quarterbacks coming out this year. Well, there should be quarterbacks coming out this year. If it's Mendoza and Simpson, you got to trade a first. They open get Simpson or Mendoza. I'm down. See it, Tyson. I wonder what do you do for work? Why are you working so late? I work midnights. You know my job. So there's such a good linebacker class. I don't think we need to choose between Reese and a quarterback. If the Jets are considering, hey, we really like Reese, but we really like the quarterback too. Who do we take? If that's even a question in their mind, fire them now. But yeah, sure. Sony Styles or Anthony Hill from Texas. I'm down. I have no idea who they are, but I'll trust it. I'll trust it. I'll trust you, Grenade. I agree with you what you said about former Jets because most of them leave and talk shit. Yeah, like even Sauce, like, oh, I've never seen an offense like that, or like, oh, Michael Carter, like winning is nice. It's like it just like, and I know they're in a bad situation with the Jets, and it's nice to win, but they always kind of take a little bit of shots, and then you not even that, and then you have fans of those teams who then take shots on the Jets, like, oh, welcome to our organization, Jets suck, and all that stuff, and then you have media members, oh, look what happens when they leave, they do better, like, yeah, it's everything all encompassed. So I don't root for anybody minus Q. I cannot root for that guy. I want to see him get sacks every game. Even though it hurts. It was the right move to trade him, especially what they got. If Dante Moore doesn't come out this year, unless we're in the top 3, we'll most likely have to trade up. Yeah, probably. Joe's been on a heater. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not going to be sensitive to people anymore. I don't know, man. Like slightly, but I can't deal with the bullshit anymore. So on Twitter, as long as it's not going to get me in trouble with either the Jets X Factor, my job, I'm going to say what I want. If you're going to be a douche, what I tell people all the time is if you want to play fuck games, I'll play fuck games. And I'll play them better than you. I watched Reese plenty. He's impressive. Play style thing that I can't abide yet. I've seen some stuff on Twitter pop up, but nothing like I haven't broken him down, right? So I don't really know. Oh, MM, yeah. I had no idea either. Or like the people who come in and are like, why are you so negative right now? It's like, what do I have to be positive about? Like if it was just a positive stream, I would come on and talk about the tackles, Austin McNamara and Nick Folk, and it'd be a 15-minute stream. Like I gotta recap what's happened. You know, I don't know. Would love to see how Sane looks when the Monstars aren't in his receiving room. Yeah, Ohio State, man. That's that and LSU are receiver U. Jaden Maeva, he's going to be another first-round quarterback. I think I've seen this name pop up on Twitter, Delgado. So yeah, it depends on where he ends up. Like, I did the top 3 because it seems like Moore, Simpson, Mendoza are like solidified like top 10 to 15 guys. If Maeva comes into that conversation, he's like the 4th guy, 3rd guy, 2nd guy, then yeah, of course I'll do it. Like I have plenty of time in the offseason. Don't forget to praise Joanne Briggs. Yeah, he's been really good since coming here. A lot of pressures. Harrison Phillips has been a solid run stuffer. I'm trying to think anything else from this game I could do quickly. Linebackers weren't good. Moore had a really good playing coverage on a pass breakup, which I liked on Hunter Henry. Steven struggled a little bit. Brownlee definitely struggled quite a bit. Stiggers, I'll actually throw out his name a little bit. Stiggers, I thought was pretty solid in this game when he was in there. That's it from the defense. Offense, Mason Taylor's been impressive as a blocker, much more impressive than I thought he would be. Every catch he gets is contested, so shout out to him. Ruckert had quite a few nice blocks in this game as well, so shout out to him. AD Mitchell got open. He just has to catch the football, but if you look at how open he got versus Gonzalez, it's actually, yeah, the drops are super negative, but I actually thought in terms of like overall for the future, he impressed me last week, which sounds crazy, but he's not going to drop the ball like that. That's not a thing that's going to happen because he's never dropped the ball at that rate, at least. Mechie had a good game, touchdown, whatever. He got fell down, but past that, the over route that he had was a nice route. Anything else from the offense? No, not really. Oh, Mason Taylor. Or sorry, not Mason Taylor. Membu was awesome in this game, as was Fashanu. So they were great. So yeah, there's some things to shout out. Opinion on Brownlee. Brownlee he's playing outside a little bit more, which isn't great. He's playing outside, which isn't great. Man, my problem with him in space, like he got that holding call or the illegal contact call on Matt Collins because Matt Collins, it wasn't a called double move, but how he rose up his shoulders and indicated a break. Brownlee bit on it. That was a bad one, so yeah, he's not been great. Again, I said right from the jump, he'll be volatile. He's a volatile player until he rounds himself out. But specifically in coverage, he's going to be volatile. I'm a USC fan because of Reggie. I can confidently say if Maeva goes in the first, he'll be a bust, but Lemon will be a dude. Okay. I could tell you, yeah, Reggie was my favorite college football player of all time. Like I was a kid and like that was just so exciting. He was so exciting to watch. Olu better than Latham Titans. Okay. I haven't watched Latham enough with the Titans to know if that's factual, but numbers wise, sure, I don't know. I liked Latham coming out of college, but like there's so many factors into developing guys, and if you think that's like a shot, then fine. If I'm wrong on Latham, fine. But I also told you guys that Evan Neal was going to be a massive bust, and I was very confident in that. And he moved to guard, and he sucks. He is awful. And it was funny about that too. My wife didn't know that take or anything like that, but then we saw him. I think we were on our way to St. Thomas or something like that, and we saw him walking through the airport, and people noticed him. He's 6'7". And she's like, "Oh, who?" You know, I was like, "Oh, it's this guy in the NFL." And she's like, "Oh, who is it?" And I was like, I told her the story. It's like, "Want to take a picture?" I'm like, "Nah, not really. Not with him. Especially if he ever heard what I said about him. He would eat me. 6'7", 340 versus 6 foot 180. Joe here is another. Would you rather pay Brees $15 million average per year or JJ 16 average? Jesus, dude. Middle of the pack edge money. Yeah, I would probably pay JJ 16 over Brees. But the thing with the problem with that question is, can I wait a year on JJ because I have another year of control? Can JJ replicate this year for another year in terms of being healthy? Because then I can make that decision. You're telling me right now it's obviously a little bit harder, but I'm leaning towards keeping JJ for what you say is an average price than overpaying Brees at running back because DN's more important. But then you also have the factor of, offense is more important for the rookie. I'm still down for paying JJ over Brees though for those prices. I want to see more downfield opportunities for Taylor, not just 5-yard checkdowns. Yeah, no doubt. He'll open it up. Alabama offensive tackle, horrible. The thing I'll say too is like for Simpson, people just assume that like his team is great. He actually has had a ton of drops from his receivers, even Ryan Williams at times, and he's obviously good, but a lot of drops from the Alabama receivers. Like even in this last game, they dropped at least 2 or 3 balls from him. I remember seeing Brownlee got flagged. Yeah, he gets grabby in coverage. You want to play him in press. He starts to play off press, or not off press. There's no such thing as off press. He start playing off. Not good. Not good. Back live. Am I able to replay this live format after the stream ends, or does it disappear? Yeah, I'm literally about to end right now in a minute, Kev. So yeah, obviously just rewind it. But yeah, it should. If it doesn't, that's a problem. If you can't watch this after, I'll be pissed. Good this year. I feel like I never hear his name. Didn't he have a sack this week? I think he had a sack this week or last week. And he actually won a pass rush opportunity, but the ball was out quickly. He crunched May on one play on a stunt. So yeah, I think he's been decent. I think he's been decent. I think decent's a good word. He's actually been better as a pass rusher this year than he was in previous years, but I think he's dipped a little bit in run. What are your thoughts been on Myers? Myers is I would say coming into the year, I viewed him as a low end starter to a high end backup, and I think this year it's impossible to quantify really without like watching the other guys and stuff. But like just a general feel for like to kind of like give him a range. I think he's been the 22nd best center in the NFL, something like that. Like he's been a below average starter, but for the price he got, like he's outperformed expectations and he's outperformed that contract. If you heard that ding when I didn't mute my thing, my wife's like, bedtime? Talk faster, please. Okay. Like, what is with people, Ken O'Brien? I can guarantee you in your real life, you're a big old bitch. That's what I guarantee. Why don't you like Mendoza? I'm not saying I don't like him. I don't think his ceiling is very high. I think Mendoza could be a plus average quarterback, but I don't think I don't think he can really sniff the top 5. I think that he is limited in terms of the arm. I think the arm is okay. He could put some zip on balls, but still off platform, he gets wonky. He's not very loose. So I think there's limitations, LOL. That's a good way to end a stream. It's like, what are we doing here? It'd be so funny, but I guarantee if you walk to J1 every single game, J1, that he would not say that stuff to my face. So that's just what it is. It's internet trolls who have absolutely nothing to live for, who try to find meaning by getting guys to comment on their stuff. So there you go, Ken O'Brien. I entertained you, but I guarantee your life is very empty. Yeah, soy boy. Okay. J1, big Jets bus. Guarantee you won't do it. Big old bitch. All right. See you guys. Not dealing with the bullshit anymore. I appreciate the people who are in here for the right reasons, and I'll catch you next time. Adios.